Oh wow, look at that. Minus 25 tonight. Let's check this out. That's going to be cold. Oh man, it just keeps getting colder and colder. How cold does it get? Oh wow, look at this. By 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, minus 25. The wind chill, minus 30. Oh man, that's going to be cold. All right, I got to go get some stuff done.
And outside the capital of Kyiv. Adrian.
We're in Irpin, Ukraine. This is day one of year 2 of the Russian conflict. And in the early days, this was one of the major towns to first get hit by Russian forces. Just take a look at the buildings here behind me, the destruction that took place, even down at our feet.
It's warm. Well, it looks like tonight's going to be another cold one. Minus 30 with a wind chill. The last time that happened, we lost power here in the house. Not because of downed power lines or trees hitting the power lines or whatever. It went down simply because the grid could not keep up with the demand for heat. That's what people were doing, was heating like crazy, and our power grid couldn't keep up. Well, that's a problem. But, for now, a little prep before it gets too cold. You saw me bringing in a bit more wood for the wood stove. That only heats part of the house. Saw me stoking up the old fireplace. Let's get this place nice and toasty as best we can before these temperatures drop in the early morning hours for tomorrow of minus 25 with a wind chill of minus 30. In the meantime, another thing that I prepped with, if we do lose power, let me tell you, this house gets cold fast in this section, the one I'm sitting in right now. The other section where the family room is and the bedrooms, well, that has the wood stove to keep it warm. But this section here, the kitchen, dining area, bathroom, doesn't have that wood heat. Now, we have a stove. The stove has been here before, and we are thinking about putting it back in, just so that we have this section of the house heated with wood as an alternative also. But in the meantime, what I'm going to end up doing if this gets too overloading for the power grid and the power goes out is one of these, a tank top heater. It's 15,000 BTU. Sits right on top of a 20-pound propane cylinder. Clamps to it. It's got a little support that keeps it steady, and this baby will help keep us warm. I know what you're thinking, and I can hear people typing the comments right now that you're going to asphyxiate your family with those things. They're not meant for indoors, and they give off a substantial amount of carbon monoxide. So there's two things that I do to deal with that. First of all, I employ what I like to call the burst energy method. Everything I do with preparedness is based off of bursts of energy. Instead of running a generator, running a few things here and there 24/7, I give it a burst of energy. I fire up the generator for 2 hours, maybe 3 hours at a time, 2-3 times a day. I cool down my fridges. I go online, do whatever news research I have to do. I recharge batteries, I recharge devices, all this type of thing. After a couple hours, turn the generator off, and I run with what I've charged up and what I've gotten going while the power was on with the generator. Same thing's going to be used with this. Probably 20-minute to half-hour bursts on high of heat. Turn it off for a few hours. Burst it again, turn it off. Now, that's one thing I do. The other thing I do, and please, if you're going to use something like this indoors, make sure you have a carbon monoxide detector. Now, this model, I probably can't get it close enough for you to see. Maybe I can. I don't know if you can see that. It plugs into the wall. But it also has a 9-volt, can I even get it close enough for you to see? 9-volt battery right in there as a backup system. So please, make sure it works. There, it works, no problem. And that will alert me if I'm starting to get a buildup of carbon monoxide. It's not on, I don't know why it's beeping like that. Alright, it calmed down now. It must have been I hit the test button twice. So yeah, that will alert me if I'm getting a buildup of carbon monoxide. And this isn't something I'm going to sit here on the kitchen counter, which is the place I've designated for it to run, and let it run all night, because the kids are down here. This is going to produce a significant amount of carbon monoxide, and I'm not trying to kill my family, I'm trying to keep them alive. So this would be off during the night. If the kids which sleep in this section are getting cold or too cold, first of all, I've got layers of blankets, wool blankets, duvets, comforters, you name it, thermal sheets, sleeping bags. I could pile each kid up 3 feet high with blankets in bed if I wanted to. But if it gets too cold for them over on this side because the power is off, they can come over to the other side and sleep there. It'll be much warmer with the wood stove going all night. I'll end up having to get up once in the middle of the night to stoke it up, probably around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, to keep the place warm. But anyway, these are the things that I do when I get warnings of things that are going to happen. And although there's nothing saying that there's going to be a huge storm coming or anything like that, like I said earlier, the last time we got a cold snap like this, the power grid gave up simply because of demand. It couldn't keep up with everybody cranking that heat up. And when the power goes off, man, this section of the house without the wood stove, it cools down in a hurry. That's why I got this. I do have 2 of them, obviously. I got 2 of these heads because 2 is 1 and 1 is none. One breaks down or whatever, malfunctions, I've got another one brand new in the box ready to go. Propane tanks, 20-pound propane tanks, I've got 5 of them filled, ready to go. I also have 2 30-pound tanks filled and ready to go. So that's 160 pounds of propane. That'll last me a while if I'm just running it here and there. Yeah. That in combination with butane-powered stoves for cooking, the wood stove for heat, this for heat where I don't have the wood stove working right now. That ought to keep us toasty warm, well fed, some good coffee to keep us warm. In any case, be prepared, Canada. It's getting cold out there. And it's a tough world.